So especially those of you who know what's good, at least, and those of you who know what's good and bad, and do nothing. Let me tell you, it's never enough to just know what's good. Why? Because bad things will happen if you know what's good. Bad things will happen if you know what's good and you do what's good. So to know what's good and not do what's good because you know bad things will happen, that's the worst kind of person you can be. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. How you guys doing? Good day, night, noon, whenever you're getting this message. So the other day, someone asked me, they said, "Oh, how come it seems that, especially at the gym, you give way more compliments and engage in conversation with men way more than women?" It's a great question. So this could be a really short video. Here's why. Here's the quick answer. We might just end the video after this. Because men get less encouragement. That's it. We could end the video right now. Because men get less encouragement, fewer compliments. Because even if we were to end the video right now and you go and verify that information, then it's verified. We would come back to this moment and then say, well, how does it apply in your life? And then I might say, because I tried it. And here's the proof. Even the smallest bit of encouragement that I tell my brothers out there, hey man, I notice you're not just a familiar face, but you're in here consistently and you're working hard, and I can see the results. You're doing a good job. And they just light up. They just light up. And they light up not in a sense of familiarity primarily. No. It's in a sense of awe and surprise. Like, they're like, me? I'm like, yeah, dude. It's a younger person. Or yes, you. Or yes, brother. Yes, sir. Or men like me. Wow. Sometimes they, thanks. You know? And then sometimes they come back around. They're like, you know what? I observed you've been working out here for a while too. And this is what I think. Bang. Now, the fact that I'm talking about it, the fact that I can tell you about how great of an experience it is for men in general and myself, that means it yielded that way because it has not been so good for so long. So, for example, I go to the gym, I see someone working out, I see they've been working out there for a while, I tell them what's up, they're like, I'm like, good job, they're like, wow, and they're like, good job to me, and then you might be watching, gym people watching, and you see someone do the same thing to a female. Do they light up like that? Before you answer yes or no, just put a baseline metric, a baseline number. Let's say you were to do that to 50 people. Do the men light up more? Yes. I already told you why it is the men light up more. I can't tell you why I think the women don't light up as much. The assumptions, I'll leave for you guys in the comments. The comments about your assumptions, I'll leave for you guys in the comments. So that's why. And the last thing I want to say about it is, just like the reasons men are in the gym. The reasons also parallel, especially the way most men in the past or some traditional men now function in their everyday work and resource acquirement decision-making process. In other words, I'm a guy at the gym. I'm in here working hard so that why? I can compete. For what? For resources or another person. I'm a guy, I'm at work, I'm working hard. Why? So I can compete. For what? Resources or at least another person. Men function like that their entire lives. Especially the majority of traditional men. And even if they're not the majority or not traditional men, it will always come down to a day they have to defend themselves or their home. So they are always working like this towards something that is not just about them, at least one other person. More resources so that one other person, it won't be a problem. And that's what I want to leave with the last comment here. Every single man I've met, they align to that when I ask them. I've asked that same question, especially to modern women. Are you living your life so that you can compete, acquire resources, and open up your life to at least one more person? You know dang well that's not the case. The fact that it currently is the way it is not any one person's fault. That's why it gets tricky. Because it is up to each single person to participate in the change. So there's this Turkish proverb. It goes something like this. When a country has lost its ability to be a family, it's lost everything. And I agree. I agree. Would you even imagine a world where the majority of men make a decision that sounds something like this? I'm no longer going to work so hard to acquire resources for anyone other than myself. I'm not going to work any bit harder to either have extra resources or extra strength or speed or agility or health so that I could take care of one person, even temporarily. No. Even for one night. No. So I could take care of another person for life. No. So I could get a career or job that helps take care of the country or state that I'm in. No. So I can get a career or job that helps take care of the city that I live in. No. To get a job or career that takes care of this neighborhood that I live in. No. To get a career or job that takes care of this small area of residence that I live in or apartment complex that I live in. No. So before a man is able to commit to, let's say, one person, what we often overlook is they've already committed to a certain type of life every day so that they can get to the life of plus one. So going back to the whole compliment thing, the last thing I want to say that's often overlooked is if we were to flip the tables and we say, hey, young lady, you're starting to wake up. starting to figure out what's going on. And you might want that person to want you back. Why don't you go talk to him? Even you men out there watching, you can feel the turning of the stomach of rejection for our ladies and our sisters. Because you know it hasn't been that way. And that would kind of suck, wouldn't it? Especially if you're a woman, to go and do that, to put yourself through that. What am I going to say? What am I going to wear? Am I going to be fit enough? Am I going to have enough resources to be qualifying for the conversation? Are all these expectations relevant or not? All of these things. Sisters, ladies, consider it. When it's like, hey, go talk to that someone that you want to want you back. And here's the kicker. That's what men have been doing their whole lives. Their whole lives. Since you were in grade school, since you were in junior high, high school, however young, it was always up to them. So finishing where we started, it was always up to them. They've been doing this their whole lives. And they get the least amount of encouragement. That's why my brothers get more compliments, more comments, more engagement from me. Because to do anything else would just be to continue making things imbalanced. And we all know how important balance is. Too much air, you get a drought. Too much water, you get a flood. Too many compliments over here and not over here. You see where I'm going. To the gym. To the books. To work. To YouTube. It'll never be enough to just know what's good. Ever. So especially those of you who know what's good, at least, and those of you who know what's good and bad, and do nothing. Let me tell you, it's never enough to just know what's good. Why? Because bad things will happen if you know what's good. Bad things will happen if you know what's good and you do what's good. So to know what's good and not do what's good because you know bad things will happen, that's the worst kind of person you can be.